It has been a dream of every human being to venture and find out what really lies beyond our own planet. This dream, which is purely driven by curiosity of a human mind, has driven so many great minds of our race to find the ultimate answer to the questions asked by many. Space exploration is use of astronomy and outer space technology and knowledge to explore the outer space, which is done by both manned and unmanned object. The earliest people always wondered what was present up in the heavens and were very baffled by the properties of outer space. One of the oldest civilizations fascinated by outer space were ancient Greeks, Egyptians, Babylonians, who made astonishing discoveries. Space exploration had seemed to be lost throughout the years as very little interest was invested on it by the publics. However, it received a boost during the Cold War, when America and Soviet Union competed side by side to reach and venture the space first. After the Cold War, many missions were carried out as public interest upon space exploration sparkled. Huge companies such as NASA were created during this time. NASA was heavily funded by American government as the competition was at its peak during that time. Although the main aim of Cold War was to show who the supreme power really was, it really gave the boost to the space exploration that it had desperately required. One of the famous USSR working astronomer was Yuri Gagarin. Yuri Gagarin was a cosmonaut working for USSR. He was born in 1934 but died in 1968. He was the world's first human being to ever reach the space. The name of the mission which he took part was Vostok 1, which lasted for record-breaking 108 minutes. When he returned home safely, he was seen as a national hero. Originally trained as a fighter pilot, Yuri was able to work hard and reach the heavens. Unfortunately, he died in 1968 due to technological glitch on his routine flight. There were various early civilizations, as I had mentioned earlier. The earlier civilization always gazed up in the sky and really wondered what was up there at the heavens. Civilizations such as ancient Egyptians were also fascinated by space, although they were not able to explore space as technology was very limiting. However, their methods were very accurate. The Egyptians were able to figure out that there was 30 days in a month and 12 months in a year. They also believed and built pyramids which were aligned based on the astronomical position. The ancient Egyptians' contribution was very useful for space exploration as it planted seed amongst many. Among ancient Egyptians, Babylonians were also very fascinated by space. They used various methods to study the movement of stars and became the first civilization to ever observe and record a comet, which was named Comet Halley. Furthermore, ancient Greeks were one of the most advanced civilizations. They wrote many scriptures and books regarding what they observed in the heavens. They were very different from other civilizations as they were very good engineers too. They were the most advanced civilization and invented many devices which helped them with their space exploration. Their invention was Antikythera, which was a computer device that predicted the movement of the stars, which really showed how advanced the ancient Greeks really were. There are many important individuals who have heavily contributed in space exploration. Claudius Ptolemy, born in 90 AD and died in 160 AD, was a mathematician, geographer and astronomer who published Ptolemaic system table, which allowed the discovery of 48 constellations and predicted planets' position. Nicolaus Copernicus was born in 1473 but died in 1543, was Renaissance-era polymathematician who believed the sun was at the center of the star and center of the solar system, and that Earth, like other planets, orbited the sun. Johannes Kepler, born in 1571 but died in 1630, was an astronomer, mathematician and an astrologer who supported the idea of the Copernicus. Kepler also produced the idea that all planets orbited the sun in an elliptical way and that the planets did not travel at the same rate. Galileo Galilei, born in 1564 to 1642, was an Italian astronomer. He was the first human being to ever look at another celestial body at much more higher magnification by using his own version of telescope. Isaac Newton, born in 1642 but died in 1727, was English mathematician, physicist, astronomer, theologist and author. He proposed a law which allowed the use of rockets to explore outer space by exiting Earth's atmosphere. Christian Huygens, born in 1629 but died in 1695, was a mathematician, physician, and horologist. He improved the version of telescope and was able to propose that there was a thin flat ring around Saturn. He was also able to discover Titan. Giovanni Cassini, born in 1625 but died in 1712, was Italian mathematician, astronomer, and engineer. He and his colleague used parallax method to determine the distance of Mars from Earth. Cassini was able to make observation of Saturn's moon. He also discovered the rings around Saturn in 1675. Charles Messier, born in 1730 but died in 1817. He was a French astronomer who became interested in space at age 14. He noted nebulas, and in 1771 he expanded the first version catalogue of deep sky objects to have around 103 objects. His catalogues are so reliable that they are still used up today. Albert Einstein, perhaps the most famous physicist to ever have contributed on the space exploration or astronomy, he was born in 1879 and 1955. German by the birth but later moved to America. He proposed the theory of relativity. He published many theories regarding black holes and published many equations that are still used to this day. Carl Sagan, born in 1934 but died in 1996. He was an American astronomer. He discovered that Venus wasn't really suitable for life as people had thought, due to his high concentration of greenhouse gases in its atmosphere, which increased the surface temperature of the Venus. Stephen Hawking, born in 1942 but died in 2018, was English physics theorist who is considered to be the greatest mind after Albert Einstein. Hawking proposed many theories regarding black holes and worked on theories published by Albert Einstein. Perhaps one of the most famous missions of mankind is Apollo 11, which was conducted by America. This mission sent first human being to the surface of the moon. There had been many dreams about landing into another celestial bodies, and this mission fulfilled the dreams of every astronomer. Due to this mission, the public interest on the space exploration highly increased. Hence, much more resources were invested in the space exploration. Neil Armstrong became the first human being to ever set foot in another celestial object. This gave hope to future missions. The Apollo 11 mission lasted for a record-breaking 195 hours and is seen as the biggest leap made by the humanity so far. The space exploration has been advanced so much due to machines and other technological advancement. It can be said that space exploration would have halted if it wasn't for the groundbreaking technology that has been created. Here is a brief history of space exploration and its advancement throughout the years. 100 AD, Ptolemy becomes one of the first person in the history to ever talk about outer space. It describes the Earth as a large sphere. 1608, first ever invention of the telescope, which was invented by Hans Lippershey, who was a glassmaker from Netherlands. 1611, Galileo Galilei heard about the invention of telescope and makes his own improved version, which allows him to view the celestial bodies due to its high magnification. He sees many celestial bodies and even discovers some of the moon of the Jupiter using his telescope. 1781, William Herschel used his own built telescope to venture the sky and discover a new planet, and he names it Uranus. 1813, first ever rocket equation is created by a British mathematician William Moore. 1840, first ever clear photograph of another celestial body, which was Moon, is taken by English-American scientist John William Draper. 1845, the first ever observation of another galaxy made by William Parson. 1861, a book written by William Leach which explains how rockets can be used to enter and venture space. 1895, first proposal of a space elevator written by Russian rocket scientist. 1914, an American engineer named Robert Goddard creates the first ever liquid-fueled rocket, which brings hope to many space enthusiasts. 1917, first observation of an exoplanet by a Dutch-American astronomer. However, it isn't recognized, as at this time such concept did not exist. 1919, Robert Goddard further releases more books which discusses about the rocket, which was liquid-fueled. 1926, Robert Goddard can successfully launch the first liquid-fueled rocket. 1942, the world's first spaceflight is made by a rocket known as V2, created by Wernher von Braun, who was an aerospace engineer working for the Nazis. The Nazis saw the potential of the rocket, hence they used the machine to attack opposing allies to obtain victory. 1947, the first animal was sent to space in order to assess the effect of space travel on humans in later years to come. 1949, the first primate was sent to space to further assess the effect of space travel in humans. 1957, Russia launches the first ever satellite to space named Sputnik. 1959, both US and Russian scientists compete to send the first spacecraft to the surface of the moon. 1969, America sends the first human being to the moon, who are given missions to explore the lunar surface. 1971, first ever robot was used to assist humans with the exploration of another celestial body. A lunar rover, which was an electrical vehicle with a top speed of 8 miles per hour, was sent to the lunar surface on 4th, 5th and 6th Apollo mission and was sent to explore the surface of the moon. 1972, NASA launches Pioneer 10. The aim of this spacecraft is to explore Jupiter and its moon. During its service, it sent detailed pictures of the Jupiter's moon, which gave us further understanding of it. 1973, a probe was planned to be sent to the surface of the Mars. However, the probe crash-landed and was immediately destroyed when the parachute within the probe failed to open. 1977, the US launched Voyager 1, which was sent by NASA to send pictures and data of other celestial bodies in our solar system. It quickly became the furthest man-made object after it passed Pioneer 10. 1981, a revolutionary invention was made, a reusable spacecraft known as Space Shuttle, which was designed to have much more lower cost and very sustainable, as it could be used again and again. Regardless that they were much more cheaper, they were able to reach a speed of around 17,000 miles per hour. They were used in a service for 30 years. 1986, it was around this year that the construction of ISS, or International Space Station, had started. The main aim of ISS was to research and space exploration. 1990, at this period, a space telescope named Hubble Telescope was launched into an orbit. The launch of this telescope was a game changer to the space exploration, as this telescope was able to see distant objects in outer space. Therefore, many essential objects regarding the space could be provided to the scientists. 1995, finally on this year, Russia and US agreed to work together. This agreement allowed the acceleration of space exploration even further. 1997, the first exploration of Mars occurred when Sojourner, a US rover, traveled into Mars to explore the planet's geology. 2000, the first permanent crew inhabited the International Space Station. 2011, the US Messenger mission to Mercury, launched in 2004, made its journey successfully, traveling 48 million miles to begin its year-long orbit of mysterious planet. At around this year, Russia launched the largest space telescope to date, named Spectre, beating the Hubble telescope. The launch of this colossal telescope advanced the idea of space exploration even further, as it could provide much more information. 2012, NASA's Curiosity rover landed on the surface of the Mars. The main target of this rover was to explore the red planet even more further, as much more information were wanted by the scientists in the Earth. Another focus of this rover was to explore the Martian surface for any existing life, and to also investigate whether the red planet ever supported any type of life form in the history. 2012, 25th of August, Voyager 1, which was launched in late 70s, became the first man-made spacecraft to cross into interstellar space. 2014, Rosetta probe, launched in 2004, finally reached Comet 67P/Churyumov-Gerasimenko. 2015, on March 6th, NASA's Dawn spacecraft entered an orbit around the dwarf planet Ceres, which is the largest object in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. July 14th of 2015, NASA's New Horizons spacecraft arrives at Pluto after traveling for 9 years and 4.6 billion miles. It only passes 7,750 feet from the surface of the dwarf planet and took high-resolution photos of Pluto and Charon. 2019, in January 3rd, the Chinese landed Chang'e 4 to the far side of the Moon for the first time. This landing allowed the scientists to further understand the nature and history of the Moon. The landing of this rover allowed China to become first country ever in the history of the mankind to explore the far side of the Moon. Ethical issues of space exploration. Although space exploration is supported by many individuals, there are some who believe that more resources must be invested into helping the society suffering from problems such as poverty and discovering our own planets rather than other planets. However, the argument is very strong from both sides, and there are both advantages and disadvantages in space exploration in general. Thank you for watching.